Okay, so we just finished the 7 letters to the churches. Oh my gosh. So we'd be starting on chapter 4 and 5, but I'm just going to explain what those are, but totally still read them. I'm just going to meet you on chapter 6. But chapter 4 and 5 are the Apostle John seeing scrolls in heaven. And then in chapter 6, it's God taking the seal off each 7 scrolls. So yeah, I'll meet you at chapter 6. Where we are on the timeline, though, is after the rapture. So we're just now starting off tribulation. So now all the Christians are up in heaven and everybody else is down on earth. So chapter 6, the first seal on the scroll. They're introducing the Antichrist on a white horse. The first 2 are so simple. And then we're going to the second seal now, and he's introduced on a red horse. And it's explaining in here, despite Satan's promises of peace, warfare does start to break out. There's no peace. And then we're going to go down to the third scroll, seal. And he is introduced on a black horse. And the problem, I don't know a better word for that, but the problem in this passage that God is trying to relay to us is famine starts to break out. It doesn't say that, but it indirectly tells us and hints at that by saying that they're having to take measurements of all of their food. And then in the fourth seal, it says, over a fourth of the earth to kill by the sword, by famine, by plague, and by wild animals of the earth. So now it's saying that 1/4 of all the people who started with tribulation, they're now gone. They died. And then the fifth seal, it's kind of when it gets more complicated, but the fifth seal is my favorite. It's so cool. So, the people who were still down on earth and didn't get raptured up for God's reasoning, but still died for his name, and with God's judgment still came into heaven, they are now saying to God in heaven, how long until you judge those who live on earth and avenge our blood? So they were each given a white robe, and they were told to rest a little while longer until the number would be completed of their brothers and sisters who were going to be killed just as they had been. God has perfect timing. He's telling them, there's still some left. There's still people left down there who are going to die for my name. And when that's done, because he knows everything, he's going to avenge us. And I think that's so cool. He's going to avenge us. And then in the sixth seal, it says, then the kings of the earth, the nobles, the generals, the rich, the powerful, and every slave and free person hid in the caves among the rocks of the mountains. What that is relaying to us is no matter how powerful you are, no matter how rich you are, no matter your title on earth, it does not matter. You can't hide from God's wrath. And it says that at the bottom here, wrath is come and who is able to stand. So it's pretty intense. And then skip chapter 7 with me and head to the 7th seal, which is chapter 8. It starts with, when he opened the 7th seal, there was silence in heaven for about a half an hour. So if you're not familiar, God created earth in 7 days. So 7 days is just super symbolic throughout all the books of the Bible. Well, this is the 7th seal. So God's taking time to rest just as he took on the 7th day of creation. So that's what's happening there.